Hello there, Gia.
Hello, Keisha and everybody. Welcome to our catch up episode.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, we were off for a bit and we apologize if that left a void in your life.
Yeah, if anybody was too terribly broken up about that.
We were just talking about eating our feelings or emotional eating, which is I like when Scotty said that on one of the episodes. I was like,
Oh, I
Scotty, get
love
out of my head,
Yeah, he ordered the whole left side of the menu or whatever it was. It was cracking me up.
There's nothing better than seeing more Scotty. I think he was awesome
I know
the last few days. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I spent Christmas really tight with Harry and David, among others,
Yeah. What sort of Harry and David did you enjoy?
Well, it was supposed to be a gift from my father, but of course I was plowing through it because some of it, like I opened the one thing was this moose munch, which was like a caramelized chocolate.
And I'm familiar with it. Yes.
Little bit of a choking hazard for a 90-year-old.
Yeah, and also for his teeth, man.
Yeah, not good for the remaining teeth, and so I decided I better take care of that pronto.
Yeah, you're a good daughter.
Yeah.
And what else?
Well, you sent just gobs and gobs of chocolates.
Oh, I did send some chocolates, didn't I? Yeah.
Those little, whatever, like salty caramel chocolates, those are.
Oh, yeah. Those are made.
The element of salt is really exciting in there.
Yeah, that's a woman-run chocolate company based here in Maine.
I know they're from Maine, and they do a good job because it's like you always think, oh well, what would salt do? But it's like, wow, it like.
I know you like your salt, so this is sort of
elevates the sweetness to something better.
I have to scrape some of it off. It's like, get off my sugar.
That's how different we are, isn't it? That's like a clear illustration. Because I'm like, God, this salt is fantastic. I'm like licking the wrapper.
Why haven't I been salting my candy all along?
I know, like that's apparently what it needed. Anyway, well, we hope everybody had a good holiday and that you're still having a good holiday.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do hope so.
But I'm ready for it to be over. Like I'm like stripping away the decorations and.
Yeah, all I did was like plug in a ball of tangled up Christmas lights and set it on a chair.
Did you purchase them tangled or did you do that yourself? Like, was this your own creation or is this
Well, yeah, I've strung them up in a more proper way in the years past, but this year I was like, fuck it. I don't have time to untangle these. So
it's sort of avant-garde. Like I pictured sort of.
Sure. That's what we're all about here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had my own Harry and David sort of a situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get the moose munch. Gosh darn it! I got pears.
There were pears in this too. I got some of those. Yeah, they were good.
Sure, they're lovely pears, and my Aunt Betty, she's 103 and she sends me pears every year. And I know they've got to be like $40 a pear at this point,
Oh, yeah.
And don't
one
know
that's wrapped in the one that's wrapped in the gold foil, that's worth $100. Just
I know. And it goes
I don't understand that. Why do they wrap just the one?
I don't know. Maybe it is special. I think they used to wrap more than one. Maybe they just scaled back.
Maybe just scaled back. Yeah. But I thought, does that mean eat that first or save it for last or what's the deal? Or
I gave it to the post office lady because those deliveries go to the post office and I don't go there every day. So they'd been sitting there for a few days. So
they've been rotting in there for a few days.
Yeah. The window on when they're really good is like 4 hours. So it's like, shit. So I opened it while I was there and took a bite and I was like, oh shit, the window's closing fast. So I said, do you want a pear, Cindy? So she took a pear. And then I brought the rest to the bookstore because I knew they were just going to go to waste, at home. So felt kind of terrible,
you and the kid are not good on the fruits and stuff.
We're really not. We're really not. No, Gia, we're not.
Oh well.
So
well,
anywho,
the partridge in the pear tree. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so you were visiting your dad.
I was with my dad in the assisted living, and we had a good time. We went to the movies, and once they have different eating. I mean, they have a movie theater there, a little
right,
mini. Yeah. And we went and saw the White Christmas, and we were the only ones there. So I got up and was like dancing along up front, and we were talking loudly the whole time. It was great.
Yeah, that does sound good.
It was Christmas Eve, and I guess everybody had other plans. I don't know. I was like, it's a classic. Where is everybody? But we had a good time, and then I figured out they have a little they have different like cafes, and one's like a little fake pub. Well, I guess it's a real pub, but anyway, has a little bar and stuff. And so once I figured out that was open at 4 each day, I was like, all right, Dad, it's 4. Let's hit it.
So you
get your walker.
Do you pay for your drinks there?
He paid for my drinks.
Okay, so it's not an open bar. I guess everybody would be passing out everywhere, huh? If it was an open bar.
Open? You mean open to anybody who doesn't live there?
Well, I wondered if, for the residents, is it like the eating hall where it's just sort of like one of the amenities, or?
Oh yeah, it's funny. Yeah, anybody can go in there, but they keep track of these folks pretty well. So
yeah.
They'd be in there. They'd be like, Marge, it doesn't agree with your blood pressure medication. They'd get them back.
Yeah, it seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. But yeah, you can't. It's not like a cash. Like people, it's not open to the public. It's just.
Yeah.
But it was a nice little change up for us, and then mostly we ate. Most of it you're kind of like, okay, well, you check out your menu ahead of time because you've got your little printout of everything, so in your head, like, oh, I'm going to get the red velvet cake and and then you're ready to eat by 5.
Sure.
But no, we had a good time. We
bless
we wandered the halls, and everybody decorates their doors and stuff. Their entryways, so instead of driving around to see people's houses, you go around and look at everybody's doors.
Well, I'm thinking now that you two could have gone caroling, and everybody would have enjoyed that very much.
We could have, I guess. I didn't think about it. But
you both have good singing voices.
Yeah. So it was a pretty good time. Pretty good time. So I hope you and the kid had a good day.
Yeah. It was very, very low key. Very low key, Gia. But
Christmas movies and that kind of thing, or anything at all Christmas related?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Did you say Merry Christmas to each other or anything? Maybe not.
Maybe not. I filled her stocking. She had a stocking, and
well, that's huge. That was always my favorite part.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
So, anywho, sorry, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. We keep Christmas in our hearts, at least. And,
yeah, that's right.
But I did miss hospital the entire time, and so I did a marathon today.
As did I. Yes, I did as well.
Okay. And there weren't that many to catch up on, but I have to have you catch me up on today because I got a phone call. So I kind of had it on, but my attention was elsewhere.
Okay.
So when we get to that point, you'll have to fill me in.
Okay, sure. Where would you like to begin, Gia?
That's all a bit of a jumble in my head, but
any sort of scenes that stood out to you, favorite
standout scenes.
There were a lot. Gosh,
well, you start then because I'm feeling. I haven't started my Nariva yet, and I'm feeling a little shaky mentally.
Well, we have to talk about that because I don't think we want to just dive in. We have to do our.
No, it's got to be scientifically controlled.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. We want it to appear in a journal at some point. This experiment.
Yeah. Horse and hound.
sounds sort of appropriate. Imagine submitting this research to a horse magazine.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, okay. Well, a couple of different scenes came, and I guess they were from today. So I'll go back.
That's all I can think of is today. Yeah. That's my problem here.
I'll try to go back a little bit. One scene from, I guess it was a few days ago, it took place at Deception, and Tracy and Lucy were really having it out, and Lucy was being pretty despicable to Tracy.
That was today, and then Brooklyn came in.
Today? Yeah, was that today?
Yeah. Really? Wasn't it?
I thought it was a couple days
ago. Maybe not. Maybe it was a couple days ago. Sorry. You're probably right. Yeah.
But anyway, I thought, well, it seems sort of uncharacteristically mean of Lucy, I thought, but I guess later on there was another scene with her where it became sort of more clear to me that Deception really is like, it's a very important part of her life, and she's dedicated so many years to it that I can understand, I think, how she would feel, that Tracy sort of stole it out from underneath her.
Yeah. Yeah, but there were some low blows in that diatribe.
Yeah, right. But I thought Brooklyn's little speech when she came in, I thought she did a very good job with that.
Yes, she did. Yeah, and I like seeing them bonding more.
Yeah.
But I kind of, and this brings us, I think, to today, the scheme to hook up Scotty and Tracy, is reminiscent of soap opera days of yore with the hijinks,
that's right. That's hijinks. Right. Yeah.
Which I tire of. But then I was like, if I get a bunch of scenes with Tracy and Scotty, then.
Right. Money in the bank, right?
Yeah. That makes me pretty happy. And I also. Trying to like hoodwink Tracy is not going to be easy.
No, I know. And I thought Scotty did a really good job when he was talking to her after, Lucy left, when he was, and when he was sort of fake fighting with Lucy. I thought that was all good Scotty stuff there.
Yeah. And also, of course, the eating at Kelly's when he was trying to eat. I was like, let the man eat his pancakes in peace. You mean people.
I know. Yeah. And I just looking at him and listening to him, I thought, man, Scotty is like, he's a very unique character, and thank God we have him,
He is. And I, like, you watched from his arrival on the show, and
when he was very different, really.
Yeah. I mean, he's become obviously more comic relief now. He's like, he's almost like a Jack Nicholson or something, He's he's like over the top Scotty all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm all for that. I get a little tired of Lucy, I have to admit, and I always have.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. She's being the character is true to herself the whole time, but it's just so over the top. She's a lot, I guess you'd say.
She's like always like at one volume, kind of.
Yeah. But yeah, that was good. I guess another favorite new story development in a storyline that I'm enjoying is the Esme stuff.
Oh, sheesh. That's
pretty huge.
Yeah. I wondered how you were feeling about that. Especially when she
conflicted. I'm going to say conflicted.
Yeah, that seems fair. When she was talking to Heather, and I thought, oh my God, she like voluntarily went to see Heather, and now she's actually appreciating her. And
Heather. Well, and Heather is very sympathetic. I get kind of a warm fuzzy. Think like Heather's being such a good mom. I'm like.
God, yeah.
Well, I almost cheered when she came out. I was like, "Yay, it's Heather!"
I was surprised. I was surprised to see her back. It's kind of interesting the timing, since she just won her Emmy.
Won the award. Yeah. But that was great, and that whole scene, like for some reason. Esme had this like she was bathed in a golden light or something. It was like, what's going on there? Like, was it supposed to be the window light shining on her or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. I don't know
It's like she
either.
had a new aura going on. And
yeah. But
so
wow.
that's all quite unnerving and scary, and she's this actor is being very good at like showing the internal battle that's happening.
Yeah, it's such an unusual sort of challenge, really, to be both good and not good, and knowing you're not good.
Yeah.
but remembering how it felt to be good.
To be good, right.
It's just like, what? Like, yeah, it's weird that when she didn't remember, she felt remorse for what she had done. Right?
Well, yeah, she
I guess
said
just like,
yeah, she said she was sorry, but obviously she didn't remember. But you think she doesn't feel remorse now that she remembers? Like, you think? I felt like they were showing that she's still.
Well, actually, maybe this is a part that you missed during your phone
let me
call.
know. Yeah.
Because when she was talking to Heather, she said, she basically said, that before she remembered, she felt bad for what she had done. And I guess it was just sort of like, I don't know, like somebody telling you done something bad when you didn't really, realize it at the time, and you do feel bad sort of in retrospect, even though it didn't hit you. It's hard to explain, but somehow it seemed like she had sincerely felt bad, even though she didn't remember.
Right.
Stating the obvious, really.
Did she express like a change in that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well, she said something about Trina and Spencer, and Heather's like, "Oh, I saw in your face there that you didn't feel remorse. You felt contempt when you said Trina's name." And I think that's when Esme said, she felt like now that she remembered again, she felt like her actions had been justified.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Because I don't think any of those actions were justified of any of the things she did,
Well, what was that final scene? I'm having an echo here. Do you hear my echo?
Oh, not so much, no.
Okay, I'll move it further away. Let's see if that helps. The final scene, they were all like, she was somewhere standing behind.
Yeah.
And what was going on there? Was she just like jealous? Was that just a jealous look?
She said she, now she had to like watch Spencer and Trina and their like insipid sort of, love story or whatever. And so she's not gonna take it anymore, really, I don't think, because she feels somehow, I think, that maybe Trina sort of stole Spencer or something, like got in the way of whatever her plans were.
Oh, no.
I don't know. That was just sort of starting to come out, like how she felt now. So,
you know what I would love to have happen is if she would just turn to her May Laura and confess what's happening and let her guide her through this difficult time,
Imagine if Laura had to deal with her and Charlotte, she'd be like, oh, these fucking kids today,
Kids today. Yeah, but if she would simply like let all of this out, like to Laura and Kevin, and be
to Kevin would be very interesting, since Ryan was his twin, I mean,
oh yeah.
I wonder if that would make her drawn to talking to Kevin.
That would be good. I hope they rescue this character and don't turn her back into.
Well, yeah, that's a tough one, because she seemed like a bit of a psychopath or a sociopath. I'm not sure which, but back when she was evil Esme.
Right.
Like, I didn't know that if you could penetrate, her psyche and, and sort
maybe having Ace will be a saving.
Yeah, I wondered that too. Like, would any part of her care about being a good mom continuing to be?
Because that would be like the very selfless act.
Yeah. And would she know that the Esme who didn't remember was a better mom than the Esme who's getting coached by Heather is likely to be,
Well, this will be very interesting. Anyway, it's a good development story-wise, I think.
It's juicy. Yeah, it's a lot. And I wonder, do you think we'll see a lot more of Heather now? Or maybe just like
so.
at regular intervals? Esme, Esme probably is going to want her advice more frequently. But
she's more interesting to talk to than Ryan at this point.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Another thing that was happening, this also might have been today. It's all running together, but this was today, I think, at the Savoy, where we had everybody, especially Lois, and there was a little too much.
Right. Yeah.
I thought they could have gotten to the same place with a lot less back and forth, between her and Olivia.
Yeah. And of course, the final moment to lead us to believe that Lois is going to spill the beans to Sonny, but that may not.
Yeah.
That may not. They may be. It seemed too straightforward, so I'm guessing that they won't have that actually happen.
It did seem pretty straightforward, but
here's what I need to fill in on. I was missing a huge long scene between Nina and Cyrus.
Yeah, and that was, I don't know, that was a tricky one too, because he was acting like he's trying to bring out like the good in Nina, like he's trying to help her,
right?
Redeem
Did he reveal
herself.
that he was pretending to be the priest?
Yes, okay. He's repeated a line that he had said to her when she was in the confessional, and so she knew that was him, and she called him out on it, told him he was a hypocrite for lying about being a priest, but he said he was a man of God.
Yeah, in a way.
In a way, yeah.
Twisted way.
Right.
But so what is his angle in getting her to confess? Is he just trying to get back at Sonny, bust up Sonny's little happy world or something?
I think that's part of it. Yeah, he's acting like he's just looking after her, and trying to help her realize that the truth is really what will get her closer to everything everything important to her, that all these lies are just putting distance between her and everything, So we'll see. But then, meanwhile, back at the Savoy, you have Carly ripping into Ned and then Michael stepping in. I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember who's teamed up with who and why.
It gets very convoluted, very twisted.
And then it started to seem stupid for Michael to think that even if he got Ned not to say anything, that it wouldn't come out anyway,
Right. Yeah.
So that all started to seem silly, and that's what got Sonny sort of interested, was the battle between Ned and Carly and Michael, and so I don't know.
I liked the scene with Nina in the confessional booth, because, and this is going to sound hypocritical coming from me, with all the things I've said about Robert looking so old and decrepit and all that. But I liked, Nina was looking a little, I mean, that woman is beautiful and will always look beautiful, but she was looking older and a little bit ravaged, and I could see the damage on her face, and it was helping the scene.
Yeah, I thought that was
just had some perfectly smooth, unlined face with no sagging or puffiness. It wouldn't, it was time and everything she'd done was really catching up with her. And you could see
and actually, I thought so too. I actually started, I don't know if I felt something for her, but I felt like that the character, she was definitely experiencing something at that moment, and that reminds me that Cyrus there were a lot of good lines, I thought, in a lot of these scenes, and Cyrus had some good lines about how this guilt was weighing her down and pulling her closer to hell. And it was just like kind of awesome stuff, you know.
Look at us being excited about General Hospital. We're kind of a buzz. We're a little bit of Twitter with this.
It could be because I just had some cake. I don't know.
Oh, all right. Do we know if the old writers are back? Like, do we know who's...
I don't know. That's what I was going to say. Maybe they're back and they're recharged. I think I saw some post that they were either back or about to be back, but it does seem like there's something different, right? Or
it felt livelier, and things are obviously coming to a head here, and I feel like the New Year's revelations are going to happen. You know, we're going to get the secret out. You know, and it's going to be in a big public way at the New Year's celebration somehow.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what it was feeling like.
I was going to say something about that. It was about Nina. Yeah. There was, when Nina had her scene with Carly at the hospital, this
and she kept trying to
Tuesday. Yeah. She was trying to, unburden herself, and it seemed like in the posts I saw online, everybody was sort of mad at Carly, or tired of all of that. And I kind of understood that, because I think we're all a little tired of this battle between them. But as I was thinking about it, I thought Carly kind of has a point, just because now Nina's ready to really apologize,
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't mean Carly has to be ready for it,
No, I mean, and ultimately Carly doesn't ever have to accept an apology,
Yeah.
Just because somebody else has finally realized that the error of their ways doesn't mean that they necessarily get to be forgiven for it,
Right. Yeah. So that's interesting.
I mean, we've talked about forgiveness before, and
we have, haven't we?
We have talked about forgiveness. But I don't know. I mean, and then there's also the weird wrinkle in that Carly and Drew actually were guilty of what Nina turned them in.
Right.
So there's there is actual guilt there, but it's so I don't know where I stand on that, whether it's Team Nina or Team Carly, because it does seem like Nina just wants to unburden herself and then feel lighter and freer and I did the right thing, and why don't you pat me on the back for that? And it's like, well,
right. Yeah.
That's not really coming from a true place, if that's what if you're just hoping to get something out of it for yourself.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I thought, I kind of felt like when she was in the confessional and she was looking all sort of fragile and sort of overwrought, I thought, oh yeah, she's finally kind of coming apart, and I kind of wish they had gone a little further with that, not necessarily
they might,
in that place, but just in other settings, it would be nice if she seemed to be sort of unraveling more.
Well, she might completely unravel, if Sonny does reject her over this.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like he won't. I kind of feel like their brokenness together is what sort of is kind of their glue. Like the fact that he got over her hiding him in Nixon Falls that whole time. So what can't he get over?
Right. Yeah, and Carly and Drew are happy together, so it's
I was bummed that he came back at the end of today.
Oh, wasn't that a bummer? And of course he has an obnoxious air horn to announce his arrival, it's like, God, everything you do sucks.
That would be a great t-shirt. You should print that up for next year's Christmas,
Oh dear.
To go with your other obnoxious t-shirts you've created.
I should start a line of obnoxious t-shirts, I guess.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the idea.
One thing, this is kind of unreal. Oh, damn it. I hate this echo. I'm trying to hold it further away. Can you still hear me?
I can. Yeah.
Okay. So on one of the Facebook groups, they were talking about like best new. They were doing sort of best of the year, best new, and worst new. Like worst couple was Elizabeth and Finn, and that kind of stuff. And they were talking. I think one of the like best new character, they had Brennan. I think.
Oh, your boy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like not alone. And then in the description they were talking about a lot of us talked about getting that pants feeling from the new character Brennan. I thought, oh my God, that's a fabulous term, pants feeling. You get that. I wish I'd come up with it myself, but I feel like we can use it as long as we give credit, so we're not plagiarizing. Give a little footnote.
Okay, that pants feeling. I'm not sure I understand.
Pants feeling, Well, because we thought he was hot.
Oh, That seems like a man would get a pants feeling. Like, right?
Women are allowed to wear pants now as well.
I know, but they don't like create a tent in their pants.
Well, I guess that's why they called it pants feeling and not like pants pole or whatever.
Tenting. It's kind of like your NYPD
tenting. That's like glue. Cooking. I hear that on cooking shows.
Tenting. Like, what channel are you watching cooking shows on?
Okay, well, this is gonna sound bad, but you put like foil over meat, like,
like, you tent it, yeah.
You tent to let it, rest or whatever. Doing it.
Oh gosh,
I've never done this myself. I'm a little overtired, so everything's feeling kind of funny. And I'm trying to come down off my sugar high. From the whole week, and I did. I'm afraid to tell you and the public that I did have beers like pretty much every day.
Well, it sounds like you had to,
Yeah, and then as soon as I got to the airport, which I arrived at like 4 hours early.
Yeah, deliberately.
I immediately went to the bar and had a big old beer and a pile of tater tots.
That's okay, Gia. We're not going to judge you. That's not what we're all about here.
And I I let my shoulders down and everything felt a little better.
Yeah. Oh, you earned all of that. You really did.
But now I'm back on track, but I'm in kind of like sugar alcohol withdrawal today.
This is going to be tough. Coming out.
Got to do a cold turkey. Like I can't do like a nibble of a candy one day and then it's like all or nothing. So it could be an ugly week here. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't think I can do cold turkey. But I support your efforts.
Okay, thanks. Sure. Anyway, okay, so the pants feeling, I just kind of liked it. I'm going to try and incorporate.
That is good. Yeah, okay.
I know that Brennan didn't give you the pants feeling, but
I didn't get the pants feeling. No,
but it made me feel better that I wasn't alone. I thought, well, I'm not wrong in this, am I? That little workout outfit is really slick on him. I don't know. A lot of men can't pull off that kind of athletic wear look.
They cannot. That's true. Well, you reminded me not of pants feeling moments or people, but I would say, this often happens that we dislike a character for quite a long time, and then before you know it, we love them.
We have pants feelings about them, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I would go that far about Gregory, but I definitely like him now, and I thought, Alexis has been very annoying to me for a while now, but that moment when she was talking about how excited she was about the jumping and when she and Gregory kissed, like I really liked Alexis in that scene because I really got the feeling that, she actually was transported, by this experience. I don't know.
Yeah, they're both like kind of elevating each other now. Like their friendship and her standing by him so stalwartly, if I can use that word.
Yes.
Like that's highlighting the best part of Alexis's character.
Right. Yeah. Took a
As
while for me to get there.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and I don't know what's made him less annoying, just the fact that he's dying now, maybe.
Well, he's been less of a stiff, he used to be like more like a uptight, really sort of patronizing kind of professor kind of guy, and and they were doing all their like little like debates where they seemed hostile towards each other,
right. It was supposed to be fun sparring, but it was not.
It was bad. So I'm glad they sort of got past all of that stuff, and like also like him like with Chase and Finn, like he just seems like a very warm, supportive dad now,
Yeah, so we're coming around. So too bad they're going to kill him off, unless it's some mistaken,
I know.
Good
I wonder
thing Finn wasn't his doctor. He would have misdiagnosed him.
I know. You kind of wonder.
I'm pretty sure you've got a tapeworm, Dad. Yeah.
Son, not everyone has a tapeworm. Plus, you cannot draw it out with meat.
that little scene today with the like Scooby-Doo Elizabeth and Finn scene where like, wait, if he saw a doctor in Beecher's Corners.
I know. Beecher's Corners kind of seem like, seriously, you can't try for another location.
Have another town. Yeah. Why are all the towns sound so like
like Little like House on the Prairie?
Or Deliverance, or Pawtuck and
that's true.
Corners, and
it would have been awesome if the doctor had been in Nixon Falls, and then they could have gone to Nixon Falls.
Oh my God, yeah.
And seen the Tano needed to be restored and
yes, maybe there would be just to be a plaque right now saying, former Tano.
Well, still hoping.
Whatever
for
happened
like
to
Phyllis?
Phyllis, yeah. Have we explained her away at all?
I don't know if they really did properly explain why she's never around. Yeah.
Well, that's a sad dropping of a character that
I know. It didn't, unless she just like didn't like anybody and didn't want to keep working on the show.
Yeah, maybe that could be. Like maybe that's what happened to Liesl. She's like,
they all suck.
I am out of here.
Write me off. The Scotty's a nuisance.
That's pretty good. You really sounded like her.
You did too. Who knew we could do a German accent?
Just too much Rocky and Bullwinkle, and we're like,
where were we?
Anyway, let's see what else. So speaking of Alexis, we got a lot of the baby story. And I felt bad about my earlier diatribe about how I couldn't relate to this whole, longing for a baby to the point of insanity or whatever. Because I was with a friend over the week whose daughter is having all kinds of infertility problems and blowing all kinds of money on every treatment and getting pregnant, having miscarriages, and they're all consumed with this right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, and here I am, like, I can't even relate unless I'm thinking about how hungry I am for something, or like. I just can't conjure up. I can't imagine the intensity of feeling that must be there.
Yeah, God, especially if they've had miscarriages, that would add a whole other layer to it. Where every time you're trying, you must be just terrified.
Well, terrified and then broke. Also, like that other point being made. Like these treatments are not a cheap It's not like, okay, well, tomorrow we'll try this. It's like, well, you got to budget another whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. And, you kind of have to save up again for another round of stuff.
Yeah.
Which brings us to your brilliant idea of having TJ just do it with Christina.
Yeah, just au naturel,
And it seems like they were getting a little bit closer to that idea.
Yeah. But I'm going to make a prediction here that there'll be a moment later on where Christina and Sky. Was there a Sky at some point?
There was a Sky. Yes, there was a Sky.
Is that why I said that name?
Maybe.
Anyway, I meant Blaze. Fire.
Sure.
Sky.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Yeah. They're going to want to keep the baby. They're going to have we want to be the mommies, and they're going to try and keep the baby from TJ and Molly.
Wow.
What do you think? I'm just making that bold prediction that it's not going to be smooth sailing. Yeah.
No, I know. As soon as Christina said something like, she said like, what, I promise I know what I'm doing or something like, it's like, oh dear.
That's like, that's like hold my beer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Watch
was like
this.
Suddenly you've jinxed everything,
Well, that was when she was talking to TJ and he was he's saying you got to promise to just be the aunt, and it's like, which I think I'm glad that somebody brought this up. Like they need to lay all their cards on the table. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, that's just dangerous. That like you're going to give your child away, your biological child, to your sister, and you're not going to feel any pangs of wanting that kid back. Like, of course you are.
You still feel like...
You're like, no. Like, nope, nothing but relief.
I know. I'd be popping a cork. I mean, I don't think I could hand one of my dogs over.
Okay, yeah, maybe put it in terms of your dog and pretend it wasn't your dog and let somebody else raise your dog.
That would be
impossible.
Challenging. It would be challenging, yeah. But yeah, we'll leave it at that.
best of intentions. I don't know. I think Alexis is right to be very concerned.
Yeah, I guess. And it is complicated.
But I've kind of had too much of the storyline already, and nobody's nobody's even pregnant yet.
Yeah, I know.
9 months plus of this to go through.
Wow. I know that's going to be rough on us, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah. I think
we had a
right.
fill-in Maxie for just one day. She was all right. She kind of caught the vibe, I thought.
Yeah, she didn't really have to say much. She was mostly just watching everybody fight.
Right. But she kind of looked like Maxie.
Yeah, she did. She did a little bit. Yeah.
So that was all right.
Yeah.
What else happened of and when we got the Cody like Felicia's on Cody's ass now about the whole
and I liked Felicia a lot when she was talking to Robert at Kelly's when I don't know, she just sort of like hit her lines nicely, I thought. And again, like when you were talking about Nina kind of showing her age a bit, I don't know if it was something about like the angle or whatever, but Felicia, you could kind of see her age too. And I didn't have a problem with that, I mean, they're lovely women and they do such a good job,
And maybe it just makes us feel more justified being in the world and looking a little haggard. I'm speaking really more of me than you.
Yeah, no, I definitely haggard.
But, it's good to see that people can still be important and do things. But so why do I have such hatred towards the Robert character? What's the matter with me?
Well, he's acting like he's some sort of Casanova and taking all these women for granted. I feel like
what is a Casanova story? The actual Casanova. What?
Sheesh.
Damn. I rely on you as an information scientist.
I know, and it feels like time and time again I've disappointed
you. Let me down.
Yeah. So let's see if I can get that in a nutshell.
I feel like I can identify with your parents, you know.
What do you want to elaborate on that?
I'm just being mean. No, I mean, I know the term, but I just realized, like, I'm such an idiot. I don't really know the not the etymology, but the backstory.
Yeah,
What is a Casanova?
Right. Well, there was a guy. It looks like there was an author and his name was Casanova, and he wrote an autobiography, and maybe that's
and he was quite the lover. Maybe he was just quite the lover.
Yeah, he has become so famous for his often complicated and elaborate affairs with women that his name is now synonymous with libertine, or that's a synonym for Casanova. Yeah. So I guess
what's a Don Juan? Is that same as being?
Come on.
Well, I mean, we were English majors, and this is the kind of stuff that shit's like kind of our bread and butter, and I just don't know it. I'm such an ignoramus.
Yeah, well, it's funny when I put in Don Juan into the Google, one of the one of the lines says Don Juan Casanova, so I think they're going with
same guy,
a man who pursues women promiscuously. But I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what
it'd be easier to pursue promiscuous women.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't. It's going to take a little too long, I guess, to figure out the history of that one. Okay, but
everybody keep these things in mind. Maybe you can let us know where these terms come from. Or was it another real person? You know?
Right.
I guess maybe if they were okay. I know I've said all this way too many times. If they were showing Robert going through something,
like a struggle
made
of some
sense,
sort.
that was an age-appropriate storyline that made some kind of sense, or if they were showing him having a love story and he was struggling and with that concept, even like at his age,
right.
Then I might find something valiant in his efforts, or to try. Maybe if they showed him like trying to stay relevant but not quite, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think there is quite a bit of erectile dysfunction in that age range, so that would have been like a real thing that he could have encountered, but that would have been and maybe
then we could throw in the pants feeling,
pants feeling. He would miss the pants feeling, right? Because he couldn't
You've lost that loving pants feeling.
The only tenting he's doing is in the kitchen.
Do you have the pants feeling, or are those just your depends?
Oh God.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Who says that stuff?
We just got pulled closer to hell, Gia. We're going to meet Nina down there.
I sometimes feel it. Like I do feel like that gravity, on my like under my feet is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Like the devil is like already carving his initials.
Got his fingers wrapped around your ankles. Yeah.
And I would deserve it.
Same.
Well, same. I love that. I don't know why I love that. I don't know what, is that like a millennial phrase, or whose phrase is that? But I just love it.
I don't know, Gia.
Same.
Yeah.
It's fabulous shorthand. Maybe it came like from texting, or
like
people lament the fact that, people don't know how to speak or write anymore. But I think like you're not taking the long view of the cleverness, the clever things that are happening in these new formats.
Yeah. These brief, funny things
because it's like if you're given an assignment and you have to write a short story as opposed to a novel, or a short or a haiku, or you're working within these confines, and some people become brilliant in that. I mean, not everybody, but
No.
I think it's an interesting turn in language.
Yeah. And it's definitely very hard to write a good short story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it up long ago. All right, back to hospital. What else do we have? Cody, and of course Cody and Sasha come, getting closer.
Right. I like that she's such a good friend to him, I think.
Yeah, she's a good egg. She's a good egg.
Although she might be a little bit misguided. Although, I don't know. She seems to understand why Felicia might want to find out whether or not Cody is Mac's son.
Yeah. You know? What do you think she's misguided about?
Well, that she might go to some lengths to try to still continue to hide that information.
Yeah, I thought that was a bunch of malarkey, that whole, like, what was it, Cody's explanation? Like, that would be, what's it called? Perjury or
fraud or something, like signing. Fraud. Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know who's going to press charges if he didn't go after any of Taub's other stuff,
It's hard. Say that name again. Taub.
What was
I don't know how you spell that.
Scorpio couldn't pronounce it. It's T-A-U-B, I think, and he was saying he wasn't saying tube, but but it's like Felicia kept like
that's a funny word.
Tube is funny.
I'm losing it. Well, it almost sounds like there should be an L in it, like Taub, like Taub.
Oh boy, here we go, everybody. You might as well just turn us off now. if you haven't already.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, do we have anything else important to say about our beloved we're almost I feel like we're almost through Christmas, obviously, because we're at New Year's, so we're kind of almost through our Well, they should stretch New Year's out since it's not. Well, let's see. Will they be on Monday? No, they'll be football, won't there?
Probably. Is that when they have bowl games? I'm not sure.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe but probably the rest of the week will be New Year's. So this little the Nina thing, I predict, will have come out by the end of the week.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think the next episode we should hopefully have a little movement there.
Yeah, so that, and then we'll have Aftermath, and that's been a long damn time coming. So
yeah, so we'll see if they make that worth the wait.
Yeah. But anyway, I'd say we had my overall feeling in my marathon today was like, okay, like this.
Yeah.
It was, we had some shit happening, shit going down.
Some really good dialogue, I think, in a lot of different places. Some great acting, to the point where I don't think I noticed the outfits or the plants, or except in the like photo shoot at the Home and Hearth. That setting seemed so cheesy, and but that was the only place where I noticed it.
Yeah, overall, yeah. Although I did notice, I thought Lois looked fabulous in her evening wear.
Yeah, she's.
I was like,
we didn't
relieved.
Sheesh, we almost forgot. Speaking of evening wear and people looking fabulous, we didn't talk too much about Spencer and Trina. Trina going to France possibly, and Spencer maybe joining her. So I mean, we don't have to go into that now, but I thought that was a good scene too.
Yeah, and that would open that, like, if she was gone for a while, then we'd see Esme start making her moves, and it could get very, very messy. Very messy.
Also, if he's leaving the show, what does that mean?
Yeah, I haven't heard much more about that though. So
I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't either, and it's been such a long time.
Well, we had the strike. I think that put that on hold.
Yeah. But, I guess we were lucky that we had the strike because we got more of him, maybe.
More Spencer, I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot that could happen. I feel like whenever I'm just like in the like moments where I'm like, this show is wearing me out. I'm kind of sick of it, and then it picks back up, and I'm back in, baby, back in. Yeah. So good job, General Hospital.
Yeah. What you said.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same. Okay, so to recap, we enjoy our stories, and we're gonna start taking our. I keep wanting to call it Boniva, but is that
you'll get it better as soon as you start taking your Nuriva.
There's not like a boner pill called Boniva, is there?
I think there's a breakfast cookie called Belvita.
Oh. There's the one. That's right. Maybe that's where I got it
but
from.
There should be a boner pill called Boniva.
Boniva.
Yeah.
And then the slogan could be something like,
when you want that pants feeling. They should hire us for this kind of stuff. Product naming.
Yeah,
so we've got an experiment coming up. We got to talk more off screen about how we're going to conduct it.
Yeah, because
can't be willy nilly.
No, sir, no, we're going to be scientific all the way with this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so buckle up, everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Yeah. Okay, well, we wish everybody a happy New Year's.
Yes.
Because we'll be seeing you next year.
Yeah, have a safe and happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoever's left, whoever's stuck with us to the end.
God bless you.
We see you, Portugal.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, well, we'll talk to you in a few days.
Okay, Gia. Happy New Year to you if I don't talk to you before then.
Yeah, you too. Have your black-eyed peas.
Oh, right. Okay, you too.
Okay. All right, see ya.
Okay, goodbye.